Hi, everybody. Another day in Hexaco. If you're a Hexacan, I hope you're building. Today was the day that CZ with Binance. Let's see. CZ was probably served before, but Binance is going to pay like billions. I think it was like 3.4 billion or maybe even 4 something billion. Amazing how things are working out. So Hex Lena Pulse a lot inside the Hex community is on Twitter. This account, it's always operated by like a cat or something. She posts things that are updates and little cheerleading here and there. And she says, FYI, Hex is real DeFi, hosted peer-to-peer, and on the interplanetary file system, the IPFS, decentralized internet. There are no offices, no middlemen, because Hex is simple math and code protected by US Constitution. People voluntarily decide to interact with this and use smart contract. So lately, some scrutiny has come to Richard about like the bridge and the front end websites, but we're able to operate these things ourselves by downloading in .exe, putting it on our computer, and we can bridge in and out of Pulse chain to Ethereum, and we can also interact with the contract on Ethereum and the contract on Pulse chain from our computers. So just like we're told about, because a lot of us didn't experience this with Bitcoin, you're able to download an exe and run the stuff locally on your computer. Hey guys in the chat, thanks for being here. And then hello everybody at meetup.com. I'm your local guy in the Austin area who is a Hexacan, and I will introduce you to a guy named Richard Hart. That's his screen name, and he's teaching people about their constitutional rights and where the future of finance is going. And he's an expert in cryptocurrency. He's been a huge guy in Bitcoin prior to recently, and so he doesn't cheerlead Bitcoin as much anymore, and instead cheerleads crypto in general. And he also has made projects or products himself, and we followers of him are adopting those. And his philosophy is sound, not like a lot of these other folks, because we're so early to crypto. A lot of these folks, their philosophies are not sound, and either government or the code itself is being attacked or attacking it. Examples is like whenever you build a code and it's supposed to exist as a cryptocurrency and it sucks, it will falter over time. And we Hexicans who are in the Hex token, we've been around for over 4 years, but the product has been on the blockchains for 4 years. And what it allows you to do is what I was just describing with this tweet from Hexlena. You interact with a contract in order to keep a hold of your coins and allow those coins to grow. And that's just a simplified way of understanding it. And so in the early days, we always referred to it as being just like a CD, a certificate of deposit, that you would get at your bank, because what we're trying to do is allow people that are in uh, the world of yesterday to recognize their um, what it is that's offered at the bank in their finances. What is recognized there is now being created in cryptocurrency. And so, if you want to follow up on me, this is my screen name on Twitter, Eco Builder. Notice there is no E here before that R. I came up with that name because I am a permaculturist. I love ecology. I love systems. That's why I got into crypto and um, recognized the money system is a bit flawed. Whenever like I went to school for architecture, and when I got out, I was at Thanksgiving with my family, and I was watching football on the TV because that's what we do here in Central Texas and America and everything. So I'm with my family and I'm watching TV, and there's this thank you um, commercial by like Chrysler, the car company, and it was a thank you for the bailouts. And I was just like, who got to vote on these bailouts? Like I started learning money, and I was just like, man, this system is messed up. They give money over to people who make bad decisions. And it actually happens everywhere. Everywhere. And what's really cool about the internet and Twitter specifically, you can find all sorts of videos of interviews, so you can teach yourself. And there are all sorts of energy from people like myself who really want humanity to get better. And so we will offer up our time and our attention to get a point across. And so we'll frame we'll frame the videos or the audios that we release in order to make it a teaching scenario. So everything is at your fingertips as long as the internet is free to explore. So good luck out there, and recognize that cryptocurrency is a part of the evolutionary process of the humans doing what they want, and the governments are trying to figure out what it is, like how is it that they are going to regulate it whenever it is that it's being um, whenever it is that it's being utilized in their terrain. Let's say that. So, if you would like to know more about Hex, which I really think you should, everybody should know about what Hex is, and maybe even like hear all the sides of the stories, like the people who are parading around with it, and also maybe the people who scrutinize it. Go to hex.pink is a really cool website. Hex.pink is a place where you can toggle a bar for how many tokens you have and how long you would like to stake them. So you've got one toggle for how many tokens you're going to stake, and staking meaning holding, meaning earn yield on, and another bar for how long you're interested in staking it. And it gives you that you're not going to actually do it there. it gives you an estimated return so that you're able to analyze, like, okay, everything's a return in hex tokens. So that's why we're able to tell you that if you stake 100,000 tokens for 5 years, you're guaranteed to get, I don't know, 30,000 tokens added onto that 100,000 principal. So this is the math and code that Hexalina was talking about, and you utilize it yourself by interacting with the contract on the blockchains. So hex.pink is that website, and for some reason, like, a lot of people in my community don't even know about this awesome website. It's like people always want to pay attention to what's like the new shiny object, but like, we've been around for 4 years. Hexicans, people within the hex token, they've known about these things for a long time, or we've been creating these tools for a long time, is what I'm trying to say. And another website would be hexdailystats.com. And that's a website where you can keep track of the US dollar price of the hex token at both locations, because it's on the Ethereum blockchain and it's on the Pulse chain blockchain. And then you can also keep track of what the payout is, because it pays out every day. And that's how we keep track of things. So there's a time every day where it changes from one day to another day. And whenever that happens, the how do we say this? That time is the exact time that the stakes become due, or this it's so simple, but yet it's so complex. That's the activation time, right? Because whenever it is that we don't talk in blocks on the blockchain, we have a contract that's on the blockchain that we're interacting with, and it needs to have one time where the day stops and starts. And so whenever it is that you stake out your tokens, there needs to be a specific time where that stake ends. And there needs to be a specific time where penalties begin if it is that you forgot to unstake it, or you weren't available, or you died and lost your keys, and the thing needs to bleed out. There has to be those things. And there has to be those things whenever it is that, like, those other people have their life occurrences, like the way that they interact with the code, and they get penalized. And then those penalties come to you because you stayed honest to the code. So penalties, a portion of the penalties that other people operating Hex, a portion of those penalties go to the other Hexicans who are able to operate to their best. Okay. What else did I want to say? Okay, so Hex Daily Stats will show you how much on the daily or what your rate of return is based on everything that happens inside the system of Hex, as well as give you a US dollar amount of these tokens. And it also gives you an update of like how busy the blockchains are. And a way that you can understand that is like how much it costs to interact with the blockchains. Because every time you want something done on a blockchain, you need to pay in that native coin. So like, for example, if you're doing stuff on Ethereum, you have to pay with the Ethereum coin in order to get something done. Yeah. So those two websites I highly recommend. And then get over on Twitter if it is that you have Twitter, and follow this guy, Richard Hart, who created the Hex token or created the contract that is then these tokens that you're interacting with. And so Richard Hart Win, WIN. That is his handle on Twitter. All right, guys. Take care. And I'm up here in Georgetown for all you that are in the Austin area. Every once in a while, I host a gathering over here in the downtown area. I'm a native to this area. That's why I'm here right now. Like I said earlier in this presentation, I went to school for architecture, and there for a little while I was running a one-man architecture firm right here out of this place, and crypto infested my life because it was the freedom that I needed. And I still do design and have fun and stuff. Here's something that's fun. This is what the Hex token looks like. And so this is meant to be a car topper, kind of like your Domino's pizza delivery guy has a car topper that lights up. So this is where the solar panel is going to go, right here. And then the buttons will be right here. And then a magnet will be right here. And so I 3D printed this. I've got a little 3D printer right here. And I designed this, made it, printed it off. I think I printed it off a little bit on its side like this, so that gravity could do. Because whenever you print things, you need it to where like it has support from below, gravity wise. Because if I did this, then the shelves would be cantilevering 90 degrees. But if I do this, then everything has support from the layer above. We call it a slicing software that recognizes how to communicate with your printer. So this is made out of plastic, but made really thin so that it would be translucent. Maybe you learned something today. I don't know. Tell your friends. We are all earning yield on our crypto, and we're keeping our keys. That's a really important thing. And that's one of the reasons why CZ is getting the crap knocked out of him right now. CZ, the guy that's with Binance Exchange, right? Because so many people put so much money into that website so that they could have an account. And instead of doing that, we, the Hex users, we don't put money into a website to have an account. Instead, we have our wallets either in our hands or on our computers, and we access the blockchain, move funds around, and then retreat, like erase the data or delete the wallets. So everything stays on the blockchain. There's no middleman like this third-party Binance that happened today. There is no middleman that really has the access to the coins on the blockchain. So let me explain just a little bit of how that works for you absolute noobs. When you get an account with a website that allows you to trade in and out of coins, you don't have those coins at all. The blockchain doesn't know that you even exist. You're just on a website using their software where digits on a screen organize what you tell it to do back and forth, or get into your little positions. It's the website that recognizes you, that validates you, that validates your, confirms that you have this accredited to your account. The blockchain has no idea that you exist. Instead, the website, whoever is the CFO of the website, they're the ones who make sure that they have a holding of crypto. And that's like a reserve that they have. So if you say, hey, I'm leaving the website and I'm going to go be a private wallet, go have my private wallet, like basically take my coins and go home, I'm not going to play with you website anymore, then the website would have to tell the blockchain, hey, we're going to send this amount of coin over to this private wallet. And you escaped and you went home. So in the past, before crypto was popular at all, there were, crypto was so much less expensive. So people had tons of Bitcoin, tons. And some of these websites, they got hacked, or they just decided to quit and not honor people's accounts. And so a lot of people were shit out of luck because they didn't have private control of their own coins, or the coins that they thought they had. All right. Cheers. Have a good one. Here we are progressing in crypto. And so all you Hex people, if you're a Hex holder, I hope you've staked and that you're earning yield, because there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be things in your life where you just wish that you had that interest, or that yield coming to you. No matter what happens day after day, you'd have the yields of coins, tokens, because life does happen and we get distracted. Like a lot of people, they have ideas that they're going to make these amazing trades. If I was to trade, if I was to liquidate at the absolute high, did you know that was going to be the high? And then buy back in at the absolute low, did you know that was going to be the absolute low? You can take, you can understand the cycles of crypto and generalize that, like, okay, um, it would be really awesome if you sell around this time and buy back in around this time. But as far as like hitting those absolute awesome time periods, there it's really unlikely. And also you might go crazy in the meantime, and you might miss out on a lot of life in the meantime as well. Um, and so that's why my advice is just to acquire some hex tokens and acquire an amount of hex tokens that you would normally spend, um like if you and a date went out on Saturday night, take that amount of money and put it towards the learning experience of acquiring some hex tokens and staking it out, and stake it out for the maximum amount of time that you can. In my opinion, that would be awesome. And then that way, which happens to be 15 years, and then that way it's kind of like a kite, and you just have this tendril, this string that's still attached to your mind, saying, I made that investment for myself so many years from today. And that investment, you'll check up on that investment every once in a while. You'll see how it's going. And it's enough of an investment, like because a Saturday night out to a college student is different from a high school student, is different from somebody who's been in the workforce for 20 years, is different from somebody who is retired. So you'll check up on that investment every once in a while, because it actually meant something to you, but it's not that big of a deal, right? It's just a baby step with your financial life. It's just one little step. So learn something new, give it a try, and have fun. So I'm EcoBuilder. I don't appeal to most people, but if I do appeal to you, I can help you get your questions answered. All right. Cheers. I'll see y'all later.